You got to come in with a plan. And whether you're cold emailing, whether you're cold calling, whether you're walking into a business, or you're just meeting someone organically at a store and you're just chatting with them about what it is your business does, you want to have like a little elevator pitch. My name is Rock and I do X, Y, and Z, and I help brands do this, or help people get to this in 30 days or in 90 days or whatever. You want to be really specific with your offer. So then if someone hears it and they're like, that is me, dude. I'm a gym owner. I'm trying to up my clientele in 60 days. That sounds like me. That's perfect for me, And so then it's like, it's much easier to kind of have these conversations when you get crystal clear on the thing that you do.
You want to think about what makes you unique. When you have your elevator pitch, it's like, okay, you're telling someone in one sentence what it is you do, but what is it that you do that's different from other people that separates yourself?
Totally. Like maybe you're looking at your work and you're like, okay, I'm not like Christopher Nolan cinematography, but like you tell the gym guy, I can cut a video in a 30-second video so fast, it will blow your mind. We can film it and it will be done in 12 minutes and then you'll have it ready. And that provides value to some people. And maybe that's your skill. That's what brings you to the table.
And this is from Ronald Baker. Okay. Good work is not a commodity. It's a specialized good or service. And so once we get into this, and you've been doing this for some years, it's like videography isn't just like, oh yeah, you're just another random fucking videographer. No, it's like once you get to the highest level, you're in these commercials all the time, right? Mm-hmm. Those directors are getting so much money for one single day. Why? Because they're insane at what they do. They are a specialized person. They're really good at it. They all do one thing really well. And that's why when they have a panel of directors come to these brands and they look at it and they're like, well, which one do we want? This one could do something a little more scary or maybe moody or whatever. This guy's more like bright lights, whatever. They all have something that makes them unique.
Right. We literally worked with this guy named Wayne because he's like the animal commercial guy. Like he made the Hump Day commercial, and then we had this Lion King commercial, and they were like, who should we go with? And we're like, we have to go with Wayne because there's animals in it. Like he's just the animal commercial guy.
I will say, going back to your point about having the elevator pitch, before you actually get into reaching out and pitching yourself and going back to having a plan, you also want to have like your website in order.
Totally.
And you want to know like what your day rate is, or like your minimum level of engagement.
What does that term mean?
You explain it, because this is your term.
Okay, minimum level of engagement. This is from, again, Ronald Baker. This is also from Ronald Baker. It's the price to work with you. It's the minimum number that they have to hit. And so if you're on a call and say they lowballed you and they're like, we can only do that for $500. And let's say you're an $800 a day person. You can say, hey, Mike, I hear you. I hear that $500 is what you guys have to spend, but to work with me, my minimum level of engagement for any project I work on is $800. It's like, I'd love to work with you guys on this. We just got to get a little bit up on that number and we can figure something out. And so they're like, oh, okay, so that's what it costs. Yes, that is what it costs to get in the door with me. We can go higher, but that's the minimum number we got to hit. And I think when you're working with people consistently and you have that number, whether it's $100 or $200 or $5,000, whatever the number is, it makes it so much easier to find clients who value that work, right? Higher price equals higher value. When you're charging a higher price, when you're charging a premium, okay, the clients, they think that it's going to be bigger and better. They're going to get something better out of this fucking project, right? There's a video, or there's a photo that goes around online. It's like $500 client. Hey, I need you to make this revision. I need you to send me over this thing. And it's like the $50,000 client, which we have experienced, is the payment has been sent. Thank you. And dude, it's crazy.
Thank you. Do you want a bonus?
Yeah. No, it's actually unreal. And they value the thing more. Like I remember when I was working with people that for $100 a video or $200 a video, they're hitting me up with pages of revisions. And I'm like, dude, this video took me 8 hours and now we're doing another 3 days of revisions. We're sending it back and forth like 17 different times. And finally they're like, we're not even happy with this. I'm like, holy shit, dude, this isn't what I signed up for. I didn't sign up for this. So if you're dealing with these penny pinchers, you might be fishing in the wrong pond. Okay. That's a big one. You might be in a town or somewhere where you can't. The best part is though, is you can work with people out of state or even potentially out of the country. I remember when we went to Bali the first time, again, I didn't make a lot of money while I was there, but be super transparent with you guys. We had a company that was a US based brand, wanted Bali content. And so we took their stuff out there when we were living there for those 2.5 months. And so we sent them back all that content. So for you, if you maybe live in like a smaller Western based town, maybe it's like, we got cows and stuff out here. We got access to horses, and they might want to make something that is that vibe, or you live in a mountainous area. Brands can send you stuff to shoot. Adam Simmons, used to work out here and he used to live with us in LA. And there was a football brand that wasn't based here, but they needed access to high school football players. Adam happened to be working with a bunch of high school football players. So they would send him the gear. He would shoot it with these athletes and then deliver it to them on a monthly basis. So you might have to think a little bit outside the box. If it's like, hey, no business in my town even has an Instagram. It's like, okay, well, let's think about how we can get these brands potentially from out of state or even out of the country that might want to use this, your backdrop that you have in your backyard.